Structuralism is defined as a method of interpretation and analysis of aspects of human cognition, behavior, culture, and experience that focus on relationships of contrast between elements in a conceptual system that reflect patterns underlying a superficial diversity. At Koralyne Technologies, our structural goal is to improve the efficiency of fresh produce by lengthening the life of good produce, reducing produce waste altogether, and not wasting time, energy, money, or water to make the produce that will be wasted. Koralyne Technologies has new technology implemented, such as Fruit Bite, which is a carton inserted that extends the shelf life of sensitive produce, especially tropical produce varieties in commercial melon cultivars. We also have a product called Berry Bright. This is a berry flat insert that uses a blend of essential oils to increase the shelf life of berries up to 3 times in cold storage. Koralyne Technologies is using new technology that uses capsules that cover up to 2,000 square feet of space to keep produce fresh in the vicinity of the area. Positions available at Koralyne Technologies include Chief Executive Officer, Chief Operations Officer, Chief Marketing Officer, Chief Intellectual Property Officer, Chief Product Officer. We at Koralyne Technologies will work hard to pay attention to slowly accumulating problems and stop them in their tracks. Here at Koralyne Technologies, we will improve our business efficiency by promoting a culture of open communication using the open door policy. We hope that our employees embrace feedback, whether it be negative or positive. We will undergo frequent technology updates. This may seem like a major cost, but updating employee computers and software periodically is an absolute must. We will implement social media. Social media is proving to be one of the most viable marketing tools available these days. We will analyze employee processes and set achievable goals. We will also own problems as our own. Sometimes problems occur at the company, and it seems as if to the employee that the problem is only the company's problem. We will train our employees at Koralyne Technologies to deal with various situations, and they will be able to work through their own problems. Here at Koralyne Technologies, we operate on the hierarchy of needs proposed to us by Abraham Maslow. This theory suggests that we as humans are motivated to satisfy 5 basic needs. These needs are arranged in a hierarchy. Maslow suggests that we seek first to satisfy the lowest needs level. Once this is done, we seek to satisfy each higher level of need until we have satisfied all 5 needs. The first need is psychological needs. This is basic issues of survival, such as salary and stable employment. The second is security needs. This is stable physical and emotional environment issues, such as benefits, pension, safe work environment, and fair work practices. The third level is belongingness. This includes social acceptance issues, such as friendship or cooperation on the job. The fourth level is esteem needs. This is positive self-image and respect and recognition issues such as job titles, nice workspaces, and prestigious job assignments. The highest level of the hierarchy is self-actualization needs. This includes achievement issues such as workplace autonomy, challenging work, and subject matter expert status on the job. Once our employees have achieved self-actualization, the highest level, they will then be interested in growth and personal development. Managers at Koralyne Technologies will focus on promoting an environment where employees can meet his or her needs.
The organization has a unified philosophy for managing people. We want everyone to be successful and feel purposeful here at Koralyne Technologies. Our goal is to hire the right people for the right job from day one. We're very selective during this process. We create a culture that makes them want to stay by rewarding them financially and emotionally, providing job security, and promoting from within the company before we decide to look outside the company, because existing staff is our priority. We invest in our employees and encourage them to continue learning by offering them tuition reimbursement assistance, paying their way to conferences and seminars, and creating opportunities for all this learning to take place. We love to hear from staff when they have an idea for a retreat or a meeting inside the office that can help all of us learn and grow. One way we make ourselves stand out from other employers and continually attract the best of the best, we offer higher level of benefits to our staff that includes things like on-site child care, assistance with elder care, options for long-term care insurance, disability, and a gold standard of health care that provides for all of us to stay healthy. What does it mean when we say the word human resources? Most people think of that as a traditional business definition, such as the one at businessdictionary.com that says it's the division of a company focused on activities relating to employees. These activities normally include recruiting and hiring of new employees, their orientation, training of the current employees, employee benefits, and retention. But at Koralyne Technologies, when we talk about human resources, it means a lot more to us than that definition. Human resources are those people that work here. They are the true assets of our company, and obviously we wouldn't be here without them. We invest in our staff and help them to improve their skills, which in turn benefits their lives. We never want an employee to feel they're a liability to our company, and we work continually to find motivating ways to keep morale high. At Koralyne, we help empower our staff. We encourage their autonomy and participation, allow them time to redesign work, foster teams, and promote egalitarianism. In turn, this gives their work meaning and purpose, both inside and outside of the workplace. We promote diversity, and because we know we all have something to learn from each other. A strong fit to the task at hand helps ensure job satisfaction for everyone. This, in turn, means leadership can focus on building successes instead of spending time on fixing problems. One way we can assure job satisfaction is by maintaining accurate job descriptions, which, when we have a prospective employee, gives them a truthful layout of what we want from them. This will be provided for all levels of staff, from the top leaders to any and all hourly staff. If we focus on being accomplished in all of those areas, it helps lead us to success, both inside and outside work. People love recognition. Dale Carnegie once said, "People work for money, but they go the extra mile for recognition." Something that's very important to us here is that our leaders and managers be really good role models for our staff in showing them how important it is to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Also, all of our leaders and managers are going to be held accountable for their actions, their words, and promises. In other words, we will put our money where our mouths are. We also know that we're not perfect, but we are going to work as well as we can with each other, and one way we can do that is to provide a workplace that allows people free-flowing thought and fostering diversity. We all have so much to learn from each other, and we really want to make it a positive place for people to have their voices heard. In a literal human resource sense, we can go back to the old definition, which we used to call this department the personnel department, and also promise that we will maintain current and accurate confidential files on each employee that include things like their I-9, which is required by the federal law, their resume, employment letters, contracts, licenses, evaluations, things like that that we know are important to have in the legal sense of running the business. We will keep an annually updated employee handbook, make that available to all new employees, and each year when we do benefit enrollment, we will give every employee an updated version of the handbook. We also will be very vigilant about keeping posted all of the federal and state required notices via one strategic bulletin board location, because we all know how much they love to have us put posters up at work. At Koralyne, we couldn't agree more with J.W. Marriott when he said, "If you take care of your employees, they will take care of your customers, and your business will take care of itself."
At Koralyne Technologies, we want to avoid the dangers of the political jungle by setting a clear agenda for our employees. We want to hire people with the right skills and the right talents, but we also want people who share and accept the company's values and beliefs. During our intensive interview process, potential employees will be made aware of the company's high employee expectations, company culture, vision, and mission statement. Employment with Koralyne Technologies is more than just a job. It's a partnership. That's why we will also provide our employees with an open communication network where top and bottom leaders will be honest and forthcoming with all unclassified information, so that there is a low level of uncertainty as we work towards achieving the company's goals. Though our company has the ability to change the world as we know it, we do not possess endless resources. Every employee must do their part in making sure that company resources are used wisely. The Koralyne Way 4-week training program will assist employees in aligning their individual goals and objectives to directly support the company's goals and objectives, creating win-win solutions for our employees and customers. During the first 2 years of employment with Koralyne Technologies, each team member will be assigned to an interdepartmental committee to promote positive working relationships. Organizations that fail to effectively communicate company information to employees aid in creating an "I just work here" attitude among employees. At Koralyne Technologies, our employee questions and concerns will not be ignored. In order for our company to be successful, our employees must be knowledgeable about the direction of the company. We want our employees to know what we are doing and why we are doing it. Leaders at all levels will hold bi-monthly information sharing and brainstorming sessions with their direct reports. We want them to know that they are indeed a part of our company. Each year, there will be a grant to implement an employee-sponsored idea. This will discourage unhealthy competition that can disrupt the company's full participation culture. Many organizations have allowed the path to their organization's goals to be impeded by unnecessary competition among employees. Koralyne Technologies, we believe that all levels of our organizational chart are essential to the company's success. That is why our CEO, executive board, and department leaders have created a leadership and talent division. The main goal of this division is to allow our employees to attain the skills necessary to perform successfully in the Koralyne full participation environment. The Leadership and Talent Division at Koralyne Technologies will allow employees the opportunity to create their own success by providing training in 6 core areas: leadership, communication skills, emotional intelligence, conflict and negotiation skills, team building, and project management. Although the CEO is mainly responsible for guiding the vision of the company, we believe that you do not need a title to be a leader. Training in the 6 core areas will allow employees to aid the CEO in creating a flawless reputation for the company that can influence future employees, partners, and customers. Our Fruit Bright and Berry Bright products have the ability to aid in ending global hunger and making water, one of our most precious resources, more sustainable. It is essential that Koralyne Technologies partner with other ethical, public, and private organizations and individuals that share our values and beliefs. Every partnership may not be beneficial. We will not lower our standards or expectations for any financial or political gain. The cost will be too great.
The reason I picked a baby with fruit for our symbolic is because the point knowledge on the fact of children and giving them a better quality of life, and so that we named it Koralyne Technologies because we were focusing on the future of our children and giving them a better quality of life, and so that's why we picked that, and that's why we picked Koralyne. This is my daughter, needy girl. But anyway, so that's why we picked the photo with the baby with a ton of fruit, because that's what we want our future to be for our children. We want it to have a better quality, and we want their life to be better and easier. Koralyne Technologies focuses on increasing the quality of a product for a longer amount of time. It represents better quality of life for our future and for our children's future. We strive to be a community of innovation. Over 30% of produce is never consumed. That's a lot. That's a lot. Koralyne Technologies will strive to excel in innovation to provide better quality of products and a longer lifespan of the product to make life for our future generations better and easier. Koralyne Technologies will respect customers' opinions and strive to be better and better at serving the customers and their demands. Koralyne Technologies will also respect one another as employees. The best way to succeed is by working together as a successful team to provide customers with quality service and quality product. This is kind of another part of the culture of our company. I included that in the symbolic just so you can understand just what's behind the symbol and behind Koralyne Technologies. But this is why it's essential to integrate the 4 frames for the company to be successful. In order for Koralyne Technologies to be successful, our company has to be multi-framed. When you focus on structural frame, you're focusing on data, the structure of the company, plans, and policies. You focus on analyzing and implementing, but you don't necessarily focus on the people. From a human resource view, you are focusing on the relationships, listening and educating. You also focus on skills, attitude, teamwork, and communication. which you don't really do in structural. When looking at the political view, you are mapping, creating an agenda, getting rid of opposition, negotiating, compromising. This is how you figure out issues. The focus of the political view is to build a good base and influence key players to get decisions made. It's also important when it comes to making sure that everyone feels heard when there's issues. The symbolic view focuses on meaning, belief, and faith. It's very vague, like I said. You just focus on the culture. So structure focuses on a reach goal through arrangement. Human relations focuses on productivity through people. Political focuses on resources. And symbolic focuses on emotional interpretation. There are risks with all these frames, which is why it's so important to integrate all of these frames so you eliminate the risks that there are. Look at commit and motivation at Koralyne Technologies when we look at the culture of Koralyne Technologies, which is innovate, respect our customers and each other. That shows our commitment and the motivation behind it. When we look at human resource frame, we look at exactly what we are invested in and why we're so committed to produce to the purpose of Koralyne Technologies. We work to get a great product out to customers to improve produce life, and we work to have great interpersonal relationships with employees and with customers. So when we look at this one, then we would decide to use the human resource frame and the symbolic. This would be options, whereas if we were to look at structural, if we just had the structural frame, then this would not work at all. So this is why it's so important to have the 4 frames, and this is why when we look at commitment and motivation, human resources would probably work best in this situation. The last one that I'm going to talk about is obviously the political frame. If the company or customer is struggling with, if the company or customer is struggling with uncertainty or ambiguity, then we can look at the political frame for help in this part of the organization. With the political frame, we talk about how important questions and concerns are to the company. We want our employees and customers to be as knowledgeable and certain about our company as possible, which is why the leader will hold brainstorming sessions and talk about reports every month, as discussed in this part of the PowerPoint. Koralyne Technologies has a full participation culture, which will help us to keep everyone in the loop and will allow us to help people with uncertainty if we get to that point. That's what's great about this. It will be an open communication network. What makes that great is that, it's easier to address concerns when we give them more opportunities, give people more opportunities to address the concerns. We can look at political frames when seeing if we're working from bottom up as well and looking at conflicts. What is great about Koralyne Technologies is that we believe in followership and the importance of followers. They're just as important as leaders. We value their opinion, and that is why the followers are rewarded and promoted when they help. We value effective followers. So this leads me to the end of integrating the 4 frames. I just want to emphasize again how important it is to have a multi-frame organization. If you don't, then the risks are greatly increased and the percentage of success for the company is much lower. It is important to use all the frames because different frames work for different situations. And the company will be a lot more successful. Technical quality of a product.